Well, Chris Paul joining the Warriors, or the Warriors picking up Chris Paul. What do you think about that? Me personally, um, I feel I feel it is a good pickup. I feel it's going to be beneficial for both. I think it really might even help Chris Paul not having to carry the team as much because he's come from Phoenix and he was the starter. He was a starting point guard, and before Kevin Durant came there, I mean, he was part of the team as like one of their main pieces to really get them over the hump. Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, before they traded Mikal Bridges and all of that. But they had a solid team, and as we seen, Phoenix did go to the finals. Chris Paul did get a chance, but injury has came up numerous times in his career, and hopefully, it's something that playing with the Warriors, having less responsibilities, might allow his body to stand the whole season, withstand the whole season. But as we know, only time will tell. But it's a good pickup. I am. It's a weird dynamic because, as you know, or some of you know, Chris Paul used to mentor Steph Curry. So as Steph Curry's coming up, he'd go to Chris Paul's camps, and Chris Paul would really be there for him as a mentor. But you ever heard that saying when they say idols becomes rivals? It kind of became that now. And Chris Paul is actually now on Steph Curry's team, and Chris Paul has to answer to what Steph Curry wants. It's no longer Chris Paul coming to run the show. You already have the show here. You just complimenting the show. So I want to see how that dynamic is going to play out. And Draymond Green and Chris Paul, see if they're going to butt heads because I think there was a point Draymond Green's like, I don't like Chris Paul at all. So it's going to be interesting. But let's take a listen and hear what he has to say in his press conference.
I'm excited. I think Steph said it too. I even said it when it happened. It's going to take some getting used to. You know what I mean? But I'm excited, man. I've
Hmm.
talked to just about everybody. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to get going.
When you think about the way that you guys will have to all mesh together, how do you see that working? What do you need to do to make it all smooth?
Um, Not to like sound crazy or whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's basketball. You know, it's not brain surgery, and uh, I'm going into a situation with a bunch of guys who done played together for a long time that know how to play. And you all right over there?
Man, in the middle of his press conference, say you had to come and mess up the whole scene. Look at Chris Paul's, look at Chris Paul's face. Chris Paul's like, "Yo, you okay? You okay?" This that something must have happened dangerous that the guy had to stop his whole press conference. Look at the look on his face. Look at the look on his face. Wow. All right, let's continue.
Right. Yeah, right.
It's State Farm. That's good. That's a good one. Remember, Chris Paul is sponsored by State Farm. If y'all ever seen those commercials, him and his so-called brother Cliff Paul, all of that. But yeah, let's hear him out a little more.
Expensive insurance right there. It's I don't know. I guess it's me or whatnot, but I'm not as worried about it as probably everybody else is, or anybody. And when I say everybody, not necessarily our team, but it's we gonna figure it out.
Hey, how's it going? Sean Cano here from Think Media. If you want to get an unfair
Hold up,
advantage in a
Sean.
very competitive YouTube landscape,
Hold up, Sean. We'll talk later. Let me just talk hear what Chris Paul got to say.
that you can remember is at least somewhat similar to the way they play with kind of all the flow and movement and all that.
I don't know. You know, I mean, I've never played with you know all these different types of players. You know what I mean? So that's the situation. That's what happens. I don't think there's any team in the league that's the same. When I got to Phoenix, I had never played with a player like Devin Booker, right? JJ Redick was a lot different, you know, in the way he shot coming off screen. Steph has the ability to create his own shot. Clay dropped. I forgot how many points with a few dribbles. You know what I'm saying?
37.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
30.
Draymond.
No, actually, was that? No, that was in the quarter. 37 in the quarter, but 60. Clay dropped a 60 point, had a 60-point game with like four dribbles or something like that. I have to double check that, but yeah, that was a crazy game.
The way that he can create shots for other players. So yeah, like I said, luckily it's basketball, and I know a little bit about the game.
Yeah, I mean, because
Humble brag. Luckily, it's basketball, and I know a little bit about the game. Meaning, I know a lot, and I'm coming to run this.
presumably you'd be coming off the bench playing with a second unit that's a lot younger than the Warriors of the past have been with J.K. and Moses. Just what do
Oh,
you think
why
of
is
their
this
depth
thing
and
there?
their bench players that you might be playing alongside?
I
You
really
coach?
don't understand
Oh,
why this thing is there.
okay. Well, I don't know what the situation is gonna be yet. You know what I mean? So I think that'll be for us to figure out once we get going.
If you ever come off the bench in your entire career, is that something that you'd be willing to do?
Like I said, it'll be a conversation for us when camp starts or whatnot. But me and Steve have talked or whatnot. But that ain't something that you be like, "What up, man? Where you starting? You coming off?" You know what I mean? So I think we'll figure all that stuff
I
out.
think he'll come off the bench.
Afraid to throw that lob pass. Watch if you're about the lob threat.
What do you think? Do you think Chris Paul's going to start or Chris Paul's going to come off the bench? I would think he's going to come off the bench just because it gives the team a bit more flexibility. Um, but yeah, just give me a second. Sorry, it's rude. Okay, let's go.
That's on this Warriors roster, whether it's Jonathan Kaminga or one of the rookies.
Um, I don't know. I'll tell you the truth. Like, I honestly play basketball. You know what I mean? I don't ever go into a play saying, "Oh, here come this lob, here come this bounce pass."
Actually, that's another thing. Draymond Green was talking about it. The fact that Chris Paul will probably unlock Jonathan Kaminga's game because of the lob threat that he is. That he can pass the ball, and Kaminga is a threat to go get the ball. And overall, it's just a good look. He's a great point guard that draws a lot of attention, and a guy like Kaminga, he can bring out the best in him, just like he did for Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, DeAndre Ayton. Now we had Jonathan Kaminga, so hopefully that could happen. Don't forget Chris Paul and Tyson Chandler back in the days. Like, come on, yeah.
Some of the purest players of this game, you react. You know what I mean? So, um, like, not trying to be disrespectful, but I don't go into a game saying I want to see how many lobs I can get. At the end of the day, is who can score the most points.
I'm sure you probably feel it, but a lot of Warriors fans are like, we can't believe Chris Paul.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's sports. You know what I
No, it really is that because there was a little rivalry between Steph and Chris. As much as I said, Chris was mentoring Steph. It became a little rivalry after a while because you could there was probably a sense of jealousy, and Steph gloating in the moment as well. Remember that little shimmy they did? Chris came up in Steph's face and was shimmying on him, and I think yeah, Steph just like announced it. What did I think he said? The same 2016 no more or 2014, something like that. One time he scored a basket. So there's a lot of underlying jabs at each other. I'm sure they probably oops sorry they got into it at one point, but it looks like they're starting to work things out and coming together at the right time. We'll see.
mean? So, obviously, the day the trade happened and all that, and you put the jersey on for the first time. Me and Steph actually worked out together today, and it's wild, man. The way life happens, and it does, and you show up and you enjoy the ability to still play this game at a high level.
You've had so many battles against them over the years. How has your relationship evolved with Clay, Steph, and Draymond over the years?
Uh, what you mean?
I mean, you guys have been rivals for a while.
Chris Paul though, one thing about Chris Paul's he's a little sneaky. Look at him. Look at that face. You think that face is all friendly? That guy is here to destroy you mentally. If he can get an edge on you, he's just trying to pick you up. And hey, even coming in, meeting the Warriors reporters, he's got to be on his guard too and know who to trust, who not to trust, who seems like they're trying to get him to say something controversial or put him into a situation where he's in an awkward moment with his teammates. So he's vetting the room as much as they're trying to read him. And trust me, this face ain't no. So I look in Jamaica, we call him I look a ginal. Yes, I look a ginal. Watch him.
battles in a basketball context, heated rivalries. So now you guys are going to be teammates. Just how has the
Yeah,
relationship evolved?
I think it's funny because there's always a respect there too when you compete like that against guys. You know what I mean? And obviously fans
True.
always want the insight. Do y'all talk? Did this happen? Clay. For all those years, I would be running around chasing Steph, and Clay would be guarding me. So there's a respect there. Me and Clay talk when we play. And I think Draymond.
Is that a jab at Steph? That you would guard Steph and Clay wouldn't, and Steph wouldn't guard you? Listen, Steph Curry's been fighting to get that image off his name where they say he doesn't play defense, and I think he's done a great job of it because I believe Steph can hold his own. Too much foul trouble sometimes, but Steph has become a better defender than he's ever been. So yeah, but hey, make sure you ain't taking a jab at my guy. All right.
Is sort of like I always say when people ask me who's the one player that I didn't get to play with that I wish I would have, and I always say Kevin Garnett
Mm.
because the first three times I ever played against KG, we both got double techs. We was about to fight every time, but it was because he was like-minded like me. You know what I mean? And I think that's the way with Draymond. I know he competes.
Told you that dog in him. That dog in him. For you to say you got a double tech with KG, KG don't play, bro. KG will come cuss you out, cuss your wife out, mm, all type of things. So we already know, as he said, he got that dog in him, and it's a good look. And I really think he's gonna make guys around him better. He might even Steph. I'm pretty sure Chris Paul's gonna, as they were training together, as he said. But I'm pretty sure there's gonna be an opportunity where Steph can make Chris better, and Chris is gonna make Steph better. And I look forward to it. There's who says he can't improve? Who says he can't, reach another level where he's not asked to do it over 40 minutes. He's asked to do it over 20 minutes, which he might be able to produce that. So I think it's a really good pickup, man. Hmm.
Just like I do. So it's gonna be, definitely dope to see us now as teammates.
Oh, come on.
Is your agency using WordPress to build websites?
We ain't got no.
Like carving a chicken with a handsaw.
That's like you interrupted me when I didn't ask you to.
At this stage in your life, you still be like, hey, we want this guy and win championships. You still have this impact on him.
People think Chris Paul ain't a superstar, huh?
Yes, because I know
He's
like
still, he's yeah,
the competitor that I am.
yeah.
Like
He's not gonna just lay down
again, I
and
say
just.
this all the time.
Mm,
You're never surprised about the situations, and you can always live with the different outcomes. But um,
that's true.
talking to Steve, talking to Steph, Dre, all these guys, I was real close with Andre Iguodala, Hilton Armstrong, who's one of the coaches, played with me in New Orleans. So
Hmm.
basketball has a way of connecting people, and that's what I'm excited about.
Nice.
Steph,
Oh, let's hear this.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. See, he just asked what was the workout like with Steph, and he said not a lot of misses. That is exactly what I was saying earlier in the video. I believe Steph is going to make Chris Paul a better shooter, and I think it happens to everyone that comes around him, from Kevin Durant, Jordan Poole, and now it's going to happen to Chris Paul. You see a guy, you see his formation, you see what he's doing, the work ethic he puts in. It's only going to make you better. It's only going to encourage you. It's only going to motivate you. So I expect to see Chris Paul become a better shooter this year. Remember, I said that I expect Chris Paul to become a better shooter this year. And Chris Paul is a great shooter, great mid range shooter, and he can hit the threes as well. But I expect it to be even better this year. Watch.
It's clear you've had a lot of conversations with him until you get today. Just what have those kind of entailed?
He don't want to give you the sauce, bro.
I'm playing. I'm playing.
He don't want to give you the sauce. He's saying you all up in the business.
Like I think I said it before. My wife over there went to Steph and Aisha's wedding. They were at my wedding. Like we've known each other for a very long time, aside from the basketball court.
Chris, when you have an elite basketball IQ and you join a room filled with elite basketball IQs, what are you hoping can happen?
That we went. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to play on three USA teams: '06, '08,
mm.
2012. So and
Mm-hmm.
it's high IQ basketball guys that play off reads or whatnot. And what you learn is you figure it out. Everybody don't have the answers right now. Um, we'll practice. I'm sure it's going to be some things that I got to learn, some things that they got to learn about me. But that's the case with any team. Yeah.
What those days like after Phoenix traded you for Paul?
True.
I'm sure you
Yeah, that's a good question, Da. What were those days like? I was on a
Mm.
book tour. You know what I mean? So I was with my wife. You know,
This guy didn't even give Washington a thought. Man said I was on a book tour. Washington, like, was not even an option. And it is messed up that Washington would have got rid of him. Washington had a chance to at least have a veteran point guard that can help their players for the future. I mean, you're not trying to win now. Yes, it wouldn't help Chris Paul because he's trying to win now, but the fact that you guys just let him go for nothing, just don't even care, just like, yeah, he's not worth it. Washington, check yourselves, bro. As a Washington fan, I'd feel away. At least you could have had some maturity in the locker room to help your young team. You lost Bradley Beal, and you guys just say, nah, that's it. We're gonna rebuild from scratch. Young, who cares? And Jordan Poole, I'm not gonna say he's not a good player. He's a good player, but I don't know about his maturity level, right? Is he that mature to lead us a young squad? Is he going to be the disciplined one amongst the group? Who knows? I don't really know how he is, like work ethic wise. I think he does have a great work ethic, but um, I don't know him as a leader. So we'll see. But yeah, we'll see.
what I mean, I was in New York. I was doing Good Morning America. I did Zooms. I did all that. So when you're in the midst of that and all that, you don't really even have time to process it or know what's going on. So
No, that don't make no sense, bro. You're traded. That's your job. Where you got to know what's happening with your work first and foremost. All that book stuff comes after, because the NBA is what's allowing you to make those books. So if you don't know where you're playing next year, you don't know where you stand. That's a little wrong-minded, I would say. I would say he should, you know, have been up to date as to what's going on. You can't just say I'm doing Zoom calls, I'm doing this, and yeah, bro, what's happening with your future? You need to know that at all times.
that's that.
did you have any anticipation about how that would be resolved? In terms of Washington's going to send you somewhere, like
Maybe that was it. He had an idea.
Yeah.
See, maybe that.
To be honest, man, it's all such a blur now.
Oh,
It's like
come
I
on.
said, anybody that wrote a book and did a book tour is kind of nonstop, and
Chris Paul's a little
the funeral that I went
sneaky.
to,
Oh, sorry to hear
I
that, bro.
traveled
Sorry.
with my family and all that, but everything happens for a reason, and I'm too excited to be in the Bay. You know what I'm saying? Like seriously, like I said it before, it's a lot of guys who still don't get this opportunity to play this game, and not only am I still playing, thank God, at a high level, but with a great organization and a great team.
When you reflect on like how you accept the game,
Have you ever spun up Redis with other Redis providers and been surprised at the cost?
No, I don't have YouTube blocker right now, guys. But with y'all, we gonna get there. Let's finish off this Chris Paul press conference.
now you guys are teammates.
I've been a part of his journey. He's been a part of mine. You know what I mean? Before his rookie year, he traveled with me and my family or whatnot. I know his dad, family, all that, kids, everything, man. And Steph is, it's been so dope to see. You know what I mean? Him, Seth, and all that, and we crazy competitors as we should be. You know what I mean? But
There's
hard times when you get a chance to reflect. You know, it affects
there
you.
is a little jealousy I could sense from Chris Paul towards Steph. You know, like imagine some guys. Like I'm not saying he doesn't want to see him win, right? But maybe he won too much for Chris. Chris ain't winning, so it's kind of it's like you're like damn. Maybe in Chris's mind, he's like, yo, this little kid that I used to bully, I used to dominate. I'll still dominate him. It's just he gets off on those guys, but Chris, nah, man. Steph is him, bro. You have to kind of just toss it up and say, you know what? He's him. He really elevated further than I thought he would have, and he's balling out. Just give him his credit, man.
Here and there or whatnot, congratulating each other. And so
See,
at the end of the day, we were just laughing.
see what he just said? Congratulating each other. As I said, he expected Steph to win, and he liked when Steph was winning. But when Steph was winning, 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 how are we congratulating each other if I'm always congratulations, 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 and you're texting me next year. Oh, don't worry. Hope you feel better. Sorry you got injured. Come on, bruh. That's just my little one take on it.
Laughing. I don't think me and him had probably worked out together probably since like 2009 or something. So
Wow.
um,
See?
it's a great opportunity
See?
and a blessing to still be doing this at.
There was a there was tension. Look what he said. We have not worked out since 2009, which I don't expect them to. They're not teammates or anything like that. But the guy said it before his rookie year. This guy used to come travel with me, stay with my family. I was helping him. I was mentoring him. And 2009, Steph started getting better and better and better, and clearly he rose to the occasion. And it's like, what am I working out with this guy for? I need to get better. I can't have people see me work out with him. Now so we'll see. We'll see how that dynamic plays out.
At our ages, because he ain't young no more either. Yeah.
You talk about the competitor that you still are, that you are still. Your place in this security, kind of your legacy is very solid.
Is it though?
Wondering, is it
Is Chris Paul a Hall of Famer? Let me know in the comment section.
This is a sport. You know what I mean? Like, this is fun. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, it's a job or whatnot, but I get a chance to play basketball every day and say that's my way of life. You know what I'm saying? So you saying like, why do I do it?
Mm,
For the same reason I did it when I was 4 or 5 years old. You
mm,
know what I mean? Like I wouldn't spend the time training and working out and hooping and being away from my family if I didn't love it the way that I do.
nice, nice.
That hasn't changed, and yeah, that's why.
I like that.
you have expectations of playing far beyond this season, or at least a few years. Is that right? I mean, you kind of still view the next few years as kind of your window.
No question.
Hmm. Yeah, man. Shouts out to Chris Paul. Chris Paul is now a Golden State Warrior, and I wish him all the best. It's great to see him, still doing his thing in the league. Um, Shouts out to Mr. Steph Curry, the boss of the boss, and look forward to seeing what happens next year. It's a good pickup. I think he's definitely going to bring a different feel to the game um, as their backup point guard, but only time will tell if he is the backup point guard. But yeah, Chris Paul, welcome to Golden State. My Toronto fans, don't be mad. I mean, Toronto is definitely my team. I'm even representing another Toronto team today. Toronto Maple Leafs versus everybody. Shouts out to them. The shirt was made during their playoff run by Custom Feels Better. And look out for them, man. They got some crazy shirts and gear. They've been hooking me up for the summer. I'm styling and profiling with them, and hopefully we'll get you some fit soon. I'm gonna have some more details, and it's coming. But yeah. So it was a good it's a good look to see Chris Paul on the Warriors now. Yeah.